All right, guys, let's do this thing. It says solve the right triangle. This is all SOHCAHTOA. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to write the stuff over that they gave me. They gave me, let's see, 14.5 here for A, 19.2 here for B. So I need to find big B, little c, and big A. Okay, so here we go. First of all, let's go big A right here. If I'm looking at big A, little a is the opposite side, and that's the adjacent side. So I'm going to do tangent of big A equals opposite over, 14.5, sorry about that, over adjacent. Now, because I'm looking for an angle, when you were looking for an angle, we're going second tangent, and just type in 14.5 divided by 19.2. Hit enter right there. I'm getting 37. Let's just go nearest degree. So I'm going 37 degrees. Then to get angle B is pretty easy. I'm going to do 180 minus the 37 minus the 90 that's already in there, and that's 53 degrees. So the angles aren't bad. Now to find little c, I guess technically if you want to do Pythagorean theorem, you can. Not me. I'm going to go sine. I'm going to go sine of 37 because I just found that one. Sine of 37 is opposite over hypotenuse, and because the 14.5 is on the top, I'm going to divide 14.5 divided by sine 37, hit enter, and I'm getting 24.1 right there. And then we have it. Number two, I'm going to go ahead and just draw that triangle again right here so I can mess it up. There's a BAC, there's my right angle. They gave me A. Angle A is 37.42 degrees. That's helpful. Little c, which is over here, is 28.4. There's little a, there's little b. I need to find big B. I got to find little b, and I got to find little c. Okay, big B is easy. I'm doing 180 minus the 90 minus the 37.42 to get 52.58 degrees. So the angles are pretty easy. You just got to subtract from 180. Now to find little b, you have a lot of options here. I'm going to go cosine. I'm going to go cosine of the 37.42 because that's adjacent over hypotenuse. And when my b's on the top, I'm going to cross multiply 28.4 times cosine 37.42, doing this live in person on my calculator as I speak. So little b, I'm getting 22.6 if I round it. And then if I'm looking for a little c, I've got little c. I don't know why I wrote c right there. I need little a, sorry about that. I need little a. So to find a, I'm going to do sine because it's opposite. So I'm doing sine of 37.2 is a over 28.4. So again, multiply 28.4 times sine 37.42. I'm looking at 17.3. That's a 17. Sorry about the handwriting there. Number three, the longest zip line in the world is in Alaska. Its length, the zip line is 54.95. And here's what a zip line does. Remember, zip line goes diagonally like that. It says the vertical drop. There's the vertical side. These are going to be right triangle problems, guys. So then it says, find this angle of depression. It sounds weird, but the angle of depression is right there, okay? Remember, angle of elevation, angle of depression, same thing. So look what I know. I know the opposite side and the hypotenuse. Opposite hypotenuse. So I'm going to do sine theta, I don't know what it is, or x is opposite over hypotenuse. All right, so here we go. I'm going second sine because I'm looking for an angle. Second sine, opposite over hypotenuse. And I'm getting 13.9 degrees. And there you have it. Now, number four is the exact same kind of problem. How far from the base is the bottom of a 30-foot ladder? Okay, so there's the building. Right there's my building. That's a great building. Here's my ladder. The ladder's 30 feet. How far from the base of the building if it makes an angle of 75 degrees with the ground? So what I'm looking for says how far from the base of it. So I'm looking for that side. All right, so I'm looking at the angle. That x is adjacent to it, and at 30, if I draw my right angle right there, that's the hypotenuse. So adjacent over hypotenuse is cosine. So I'm going to do cosine 75 is adjacent over hypotenuse. All I'm going to do to solve that is cross multiply 30 times cosine 75. I'm getting 7.76 feet from the building. All right, number five, find a positive and a negative angle coterminal. Now remember, when you do coterminal, basically it's the same, the terminal sides in the same place. I'm going to add and subtract 360. So I'm doing 142.2 plus 360. That's 502.2 degrees. I'm also doing 142.2 minus 360, which is negative 217.8 degrees. That's all you got to do on that one. Complement supplement. Remember complement, you do 90 minus whatever they give you. This is actually going to be a negative one. The supplement, you do 180 minus whatever angle they give you. So looking at those, I think this first one's obviously negative 13.8 degrees, which is okay, by the way. The second one is going to be 76.2. I did those in my head. I hope those are correct. You can double check me on the calculator. Number 7, find the six trig functions of the angle that passes through that point. Remember, cosine is x, sine is y, tangent is y over x. But we need r. It's really x over r, y over r. Because the way we find r is we do the x squared plus the y squared and see what we get. When I square those and add them, I get 289. So my r is really 17. That's a big deal. It's not an answer, but it's r, which I need. Here we go. Sine theta is y over r, 15 over 17. Cosine theta is x over r. Boom. Tangent theta, don't even need r. Tangent's y over x. And the rest are reciprocals. You got to remember which ones go with which one, though. Cosecant goes with sine. Secant, remember every pair has one co. And then cotangent goes with tangent. So I'm just going to flip those. Okay. Hope that's an A. I'm having a hard time today. Okay, the reference angles. Find the reference angle. How far from the x-axis is it? I'm going to draw it down here. There's a 0. That's also 360 degrees. That's 180 degrees. It's also negative 180 degrees. 210. First one's 210. 210 is a little bit past 180. It's actually 30 past 180. So there's the reference angle. So what is cosine 210 or cosine 30? I'm just looking at my unit circle right there, and it's telling me that it is negative square root of over 2. 270. 270 is 90 degrees away from the x-axis. It's down here. It's 90 degrees away from either way you want to go there. It's 90 degrees away. Sine of 270, which is the y-coordinate, would be negative 1. Tangent 210. Tangent 210, first of all, the reference angle is 30, just like it was here. Remember, tangent's y over x. The y-coordinate at 210 is 1/2. The x-coordinate, it's negative, by the way, is negative square root of 3 over 2. The 2's cancel, that leaves, and the negatives cancel, gives me this. If I fix that, I get that right there. That was quite a bit. Hope you're good there. Cosecant 135. First of all, how far is 135? 135 is right there. It's almost to 180. How far from 180 is it? 45 degrees. That's the reference angle. By the way, those reference angles are one of the answers. Make sure you circle or whatever. That's part of your answer. Okay, I don't know what cosecant is, but I know secant. I know sine, which is reciprocal. Sine at 45 is this. Because it says cosecant, I've got to flip that to this. Then I'm going to fix it. I'm moving the square root to the top, take it on the bottom. Then those cancel. That's a lot of stuff. End up there finally. Wow, that's quite a bit. Number 12, this is review. If cosine's negative 1/4, that's in quadrant 3, by the way, which means everything's negative. So here goes. Secant is going to be negative 4. You need to draw your triangle. All right, so I'm going theta's here. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So I'm going to go 1 squared plus, I don't know, b squared. Is 4 squared, which is 16. Move that 1 over, you get 15. So the side I'm missing is the square root of 15. Okay, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Now, we're in quadrant 3, which means sine is negative. Square root of 15 over 4, which means cosecant is negative 4 over 15. Please fix that to negative 4 on 15 over 15. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, which is square root of 15 over 1, which I love, which means cotangent is this, 1 over square root of 15, which would be square root of 15 over 15. Now, tangent is positive in quadrant 3, and so is cotangent, because it's y divided by x. All right, and which quadrant is negative 350? Negative 350, you're going this way around, and it's almost back to 360, so it's back in quadrant 1. And the last 3 here, just review from the past. You're so good at this. How can the graph be attained? I'll just describe. There's a plus 3 inside, which means you would shift left 3. This one's got a 4. Oh, the good one right here. 4 multiplied inside. That'd be a horizontal. Be careful here. Horizontal shrink by the reciprocal. The reciprocal 4 is 1/4. That's a good one. I like that one a lot. This last one has like 3 things. First of all, it's got a reflection. It reflects across the x because the negative's outside. Reflects across x-axis. It's got a 1/3 in the front, which means there's a vertical shrink by 1/3. It's got a -4 inside, which means it has a shift right, opposite what you think, of 4. All right, guys, hope that helps. Quite a bit of stuff. Make sure you study. Come see me if you need me. Good luck. See you tomorrow. Bye.